Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Autism Stories. I'm your host, Doug Bletcher, the founder of Autism Personal Coach. Autistic people are the true experts of the autistic experience, and Autism Stories is where we interview autistic people to learn from their stories, experiences, and get their insights. If you would like to be notified about each week's episode of Autism Stories, we suggest you subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platform. We would also appreciate it if you could give us a positive rating and review, as it will help others to learn about autism stories. Starting with today's episode, we will be back to episodes every Monday and Thursday for the rest of 2023. Stay tuned to hear many more autism stories for the rest of the year. On today's episode, Ryan Woodard joins me to discuss being a musician, being recognized by John Mayer, and playing one of his original songs for us. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Ryan, thanks so much for joining me here on Autism Stories.
Thank you for having me, Doug.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to start our conversation by learning, where does your story in the autistic community begin?
It all began when I was 3 years old. I couldn't talk, couldn't communicate well. I took severe autism classes starting since preschool all the way to fourth grade. It helped me become more verbal, it helped me become more communicative. I also been taking speech therapy and sensory therapy, and it helped me a lot really well.
Now, you are a musician, and from what I understand, your love of music has changed your life in many ways. When you were about 8 years old, you listened quite a bit to the Beatles, and it led to an improvement in spoken language. Can you tell us a little bit about this experience?
Yes, so that's the first band I discovered when I was a little kid, when I was 8 years old. I listened to all their songs, studied all their songs, studied their albums. I listened to them all day, well, day, and then every night when I go to sleep. I listened to them for a year and then moved on to all the Michael Jackson songs and albums, and also listened to his music all day and all night and go to sleep, and then studied other songs and other artists and their work. And when it comes to songs and lyrics, it helped me become and helped me have like made me feel more verbal and made me feel more confident and how it makes sense when it comes to the lyrics.
Do you have a Beatles go to song?
Oh, there's a lot. It's a hard decision to think, but what comes to mind is got to be Yesterday.
I've been listening to All I Need Is Love lately. I've been thinking about that one. Now, I read you can play seven more instruments than I can. Understand you can play seven instruments. What instruments have you learned to play?
Yes, I've been learning how to play the guitar, bass, keyboard, drums, ukulele, mandolin, and the harmonica.
So, how does that happen? I mean, are you self taught? I mean, do you learn one from a teacher and then it just becomes just easier to learn the second and third and fourth?
Yes, so I've been taking guitar lessons for 6 years. I also I used to take a little bit of drum lessons, but not more. Everything else I been self-taught.
New experiences can be difficult for us as autistic people. So, has trying and learning to play new instruments helped you to be able to try out new experiences in other areas of your life?
Yes, it gave me confidence, especially when it comes to helping out with other kids. Like I used to work at summer camps with School of Rock just to help them like learn like a part of a song, or when it comes to like learning new instruments, just like know the theory behind instruments.
You just mentioned School of Rock. You've been touring the country, from what I understand, with the School of Rock All Stars, which is a selected group of high school students. And only 1% of students from School of Rock make All Star status. That's pretty impressive. What
Thank
are
you.
some of the most important things you've done, Ryan, you think, to reach this status?
There are like so many things that I've done to reach the status, and I'm really proud of what I've done so far. Leadership, what it means to be a part of be a leadership mentor is to like help be there to support my bandmates and like get the help if they needed. And another thing, I've been also the house band leader for 4 to 5 years, and also been like I said, I used to work for summer camps, just and also been like helping out with seasonal shows. Like I help out with mid-season shows and end of seasonal shows. And another thing is, I play guitar at a high level. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Something that has brought you quite a bit of attention is that you have sung the song Gravity by John Mayer, and that there are approximately 6 million views of this to date online. I'm wondering what types of opportunities come your way as a result when you have a video that's viewed by millions of people.
There's this podcast which I'm really appreciated to be have on. Also, my social medias on the followers and the views, how it increases. Also, Reggie, who runs for Guitar 5000 on the follow-up video. And last but not least, John Mayer. He reached out to me and he saw the video and he sent me a personal note. And also this guitar right here. This is a Martin OMJM John Mayer signature right here. It's really proud. And he's everything to me. And well, he's the reason who inspired my music, influenced my music on my guitar, my songwriting, and he's everything to me.
Do you ever play the John Mayer's guitar, or is this just something like, you know, something that you'll just kind of keep as part of your collection?
This is something to keep as my collection and also play it at some shows too. And I play it every day.
I've heard several of your wonderful covers. You're a very talented musician, but I'm wondering about original songs. Have you started to get into writing your own songs? And if so, like, what are some of the songs about? What are some of those themes?
Yes, so I started writing songs beginning of this year. I finished recording them last month. I just finished recording an EP last month, and it should be coming out next year, somewhere next year. The songs I've been written was about like me living a busy life and how the weather changes in feelings and losing someone at my school, how the world can be a better place, and how I'm moving on to big and better things in my future.
And how can our listeners learn about you beyond this interview and also your upcoming EP?
They can check me out on my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at Ryan Woodard Rocks. They can also check me out at my website, ryanwoodarrocks.com.
Before we end, this interview, I'm wondering, now that I have a talented musician here, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to play any song you'd like for us here on Autism Stories.
Sure, yes. We'll play one for you right now. Can you hear that okay?
Can hear you great, Ryan.
All right, this song is called For the Better. It's about me moving on to big and better things in the future. It's 6:21 and the summer is here, and it's gonna be a busy year. I hope the way remains clear. I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna take my time, I'm gonna let it shine, I'm gonna take what's mine. I've got to keep moving on. I'm moving on to someone else. I'll do its best for myself, 'cause my life is changing. And I'm not leaving California. Maybe when I'm older, I might be moving to someone else, 'cause my life is changing for the better. It's 12:21 and the end is near, and it's gonna be a great new year. Let's bring some good cheer. We're gonna live our life, we're gonna take our time, we're gonna let it shine, we're gonna let it ride. We've got to keep moving on. We're moving on to something else. We'll do its best for help, 'cause our lives are changing, and we're not leaving California. Maybe when we're older, you might be moving to something else, 'cause our lives are changing for the better. Let's move on for the better. Let's move on for the better, yeah. I'll tell you, let's move on for the better. Let's move on for the better, yeah.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I can really resonate with that song as I've had a lot of personal changes going on recently. So, uh, wonderful selection.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks, Ryan, for joining us today. It was a pleasure getting to know you and having a chance for you to play some of your music.
Oh, my pleasure, Doug. Thank you for having me on this podcast.
Thanks so much to Ryan for the conversation. To learn more about Ryan and his music, please check out the link in the podcast description for this episode. Here at Autism Personal Coach, our clients are the experts, our coaches are the guides. The majority of supports for our autistics are not helpful. They try to fix us, not support us. That's why many are confused when we say our clients are the experts of their lived experience. Our clients are the experts for what has worked for them and about the things that they need and want in their lives. Our coaches first listen to our clients and then ask thoughtful questions, offer resources, and strategize with our clients so they can get what they need to thrive. Would you want a guide in your life to coach you to get you the things you desire? If so, then visit autismpersonalcoach.com for more information. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Autism Stories, and if you did, if you could tell a friend, foe, or anyone you know about it so they could have the same enjoyable and educational experience as you when listening to Autism Stories, it would be very much appreciated. Until next time, I'm Doug Bletcher of Autism Personal Coach. Talk to you then.